And sometimes TikTok has even told me, like,
you should go live.
I've got
right
a
now.
notification. It goes, your video's trending. You should go live right now. Blinking. I was like, I'm not doing it. I should have for sure, but it's like, don't tell me what to do.
What's up, everybody? My name is Adam, and I'm the host of the UKnowAdamTsang podcast, the show that is dedicated on bringing on passionate people, learning about their stories, and delivering value to entrepreneurs. So if that's what you're interested in, go ahead and follow, like, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the UKnowAdamTsang podcast, where you get to know just a little bit more about people, passions, and all things business. Today, we have Mr. Hunter Cornett of Burrowwood right here in Statesboro, Georgia. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Adam, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. We go way back. We've been in each other's circles for around 2.5 years now, and it's been an absolute pleasure seeing you grow, develop as an entrepreneur. Just to kind of like give people some backstory, right? Hunter, we met probably 2 years ago now, and we met South Georgia, small town, Statesboro. Statesboro is not exactly known for its entrepreneurs, but there was something special about kind of your drive, and I've always seen it, and I always admire it. It frustrates me at times. There's been a few times when I've been like, man, if he could only
Oh, it's a heartbeat for sure. It's like one day I'm like, you're like, oh man, I need that man. The next day it's like, what is he doing?
But I will say this. I think that what I will, hopefully it's a mutual beneficial like relationship, but you've also made me a better entrepreneur. You're very deeply involved in the TikTok side of things. And we started a company about the time that I had met you, called the Whiskey Grail. The product's right here. It's a charred white oak drinking vessel made in Statesboro, Georgia, handcrafted by our artisans. And we set up the company, and, we went the path of Instagram to really try to get sales. And it wasn't really until the moment that you kind of reached out and said, hey, dude, why are you not on TikTok? And you pressed me for like, I want to say like 2-3 months. It was like constantly like, dude, what are you doing? Man? Every time I saw you,
I'd be like, I'm just gonna text Adam.
Yeah, it's like, yo,
I know
why,
he's not on TikTok.
Why are you not on TikTok? Like, what? Like you have the account already, but you're not posting content.
Yeah, you got the product, you got it all down. It's like,
and it was funny because I understood. It clicked for me when that one of our first videos just took off. Sales started like rolling in like I've never seen before.
It was within like one of the first 5 videos, right?
Yeah,
you guys
exactly.
have one actually, like, get some numbers, like 300,000.
Yeah, something insane like that. And I was like,
for any small business, that would cost you a fortune.
What in the
Cost
world
you
is happening?
probably $3,000 in marketing at least to get that many views.
And you've kind of like gave that information to us, like, you didn't really charge anything. We would just always like talk to each other in passing. And I think that that's really what the beauty of entrepreneurship is, of being able to get together, talk about different struggles that each other is going through, and also offer like maybe a different perspective, right?
For sure.
Let's fast forward to, I think about 3 weeks ago, where you had started mentioning TikTok Shop.
Yep.
Like, and hey, Adam, just giving you a call. You need to get on this platform. It changes the game.
Yeah, it's just one of those accelerators right now. It's a trend in TikTok right now is to sell something.
And it makes sense on the TikTok side because they're making money off of your shop, right?
For sure. Well, and also on the consumer side too. Like, everything has to be shipped out within 3 days, no matter what, or else that shop doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get your product fast. You're gonna know that. You're going to see a video of your product too, so it's not just like really nice pictures of a McDonald's cheeseburger. Mm-hmm. Instead, it's actually like exactly what you're going to get. Like, here's the Whiskey Grail, real wood, and handcrafted. And there's a lot of products that I didn't think would sell as much as they would on TikTok.
Yeah.
Shop. We sell blank, wood blanks.
Yeah.
And And a lot of people don't even understand where to go with that, but everyone that knows what it is, they know exactly what it is. And they love us for it. You know, we supply great small businesses, but I've seen small businesses really accelerate these past 2 weeks. There's one guy that he makes probably 100 different products, has over 100,000 followers, but he never really had one product that he could really focus on and maybe like scale.
Yeah.
So recently, thanks to TikTok Shop, he had a hat that went viral. And now it's not only one hat that went viral, now he has 5 hats.
That's awesome.
But his name's Custom Grains. Shout out. He's doing great, but like it's insane the amount of sales, but also his life just changed. Honestly, no cost to him except for his time, but that's the whole small business. But kind of like what you were saying, like when I was trying to push you to go to TikTok, like it's not fun doing it alone.
Yeah.
It's not fun being the only person to win. You know, like it is so cool to see these small businesses making an incredible amount of money, like more money than I've made in an entire month, you know, being a wood supplier. And, you know, they're focusing on one product and just actually seeing the results. It's pretty cool.
So like, you know, obviously, how many people have you, this is going to sound interesting just because it's more of like a religious reference, but how many people have you led to TikTok Shop?
I'm not going to lie. They're like anyone that's interested, honestly, like 100% of anybody that's interested in doing it, I would totally keep telling them to do it if they have an interest in doing it. I'm not going to force someone to do something they don't want to do or not comfortable with.
Yeah. So let's take a second to break it down. Like, why TikTok Shop? Why at this moment in time? Why should you get on the platform?
So, I mean, we've known TikTok Shop was coming to the United States for over a year now. And it started, you know, over in China. And they tested it out over there. Super success. Then went over to the UK.
Yep.
Very successful. And then they dropped in the United States around 2 months ago to just some creators, just kind of testing it.
Yep.
And I've heard actually bad news about the first people that actually tested it.
Why?
They didn't have a good
system.
No, I mean it just wasn't quite there. But I think that's where they learned a lot too, meaning TikTok. And then now, like when I came in about 3 weeks ago, I was kind of late too.
Yeah.
But I saw other people winning, and it's like, why would you not want to win too, and be a part of that winning team?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the vibe of TikTok is if you support everybody and you want everybody else to win, you're going to be a part of that. It's kind of like the product of your 5 closest friends, you know?
Yeah.
That kind of goes along with TikTok. Whatever you're watching on your For You page, it really doesn't have to do much with your business. It's not really going to have much benefit to bring to your business.
Yep.
You know, commenting on videos, but not just commenting like,
I think that's huge.
Yeah, nice video. You know, like actually being like
meaningful. For
sure. Like take that 30 seconds, you know, minute.
Dude, I think in social it's so important. You know, I run an agency, Pep Public Relations, and what we do is we help businesses kind of put a pep in their step. You know, we're their kind of like biggest supporters, and we shoot great content. I have also a media production company, and the two of those pair very well together because videos is what's driving all the attention right now. And so I think, you know, we've been in a very stagnant place with some of our customers, even though we're putting out this like really great content.
Honestly.
And it didn't change until we took this step in which we start commenting and interacting, because that I think is the final gap. There even if you don't have the best photos or whatever it is, if you're a genuine kind of like account manager trying to grow the account, just commenting things that people care about. I think as a culture on the human nature side of things, we crave that at a level, because the phone, even though it's brought us close together, but it's also made it very hard to have like, you know, any sort of relationship.
Yeah,
right?
actual.
So the biggest thing for me is like just looking at the content and like finding like whatever it is that you do care about, that it's within like kind of like the page's interest, and just like leaving something that is meaningful more than just a, hey, nice vid, right? Like,
absolutely. I mean, that's where there's comments on some of my videos that honestly got me through the next day.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, thank you for saying that, because it was a tough day.
How big of an impact would you say TikTok has on your company? Like percentage wise, would you say?
I'd say as a catalyst, 100%. As a product finder, 1,000%. You know, it's just
those are big numbers, man.
I mean, it's just, you can actually throw something on the wall on TikTok, and if it sticks, it will stick, and that could be a whole business for you.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't stick, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, try something else.
Yeah.
Because TikTok's not going to hinder you for that. You know, if you're actually trying new things and actually giving that little bit of effort. And I mean, you can't just take 4 pictures and put a sound on it anymore and it get, you know, 10,000 views. That just doesn't exist.
That time is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, that's just not here anymore. But what you can do is literally start your business on TikTok Shop, pay no ads, and get in front of millions of people. So for TikTok with Burrowwood, it changed the whole game. Over 20 million views.
Wow.
50,000 followers.
Talk to me about something. So these 50,000 followers, this is your audience that you've created. How do you go about creating that audience that actually cares about the things that you're doing? And how have you approached that, right? Because obviously you are getting a ton of support. Yeah,
and like I've thought about this so much, Adam.
Have
like
you?
Literally, it's just like, am I getting this support out of, you know, do people feel bad for me? Is it kind of like a fundraiser? No, but I'm just being honest. Like, have people thought about in the sense like, I like Hunter, he sells circles, I'm going to help him, and I'm going to buy some circles. Like, that's been a thought in my head where like, maybe people just are trying to support me, you know, like that's really nice, you know,
sure.
But I want to like be able to, like you said, have a mutual, you know, benefit. And we found that like, we really help a lot of small businesses scale by supplying them with a high quality wood product. Consistent, you know, like I give every single small business like my personal number.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, you call me, you know, like, I mean, I'll be at the shop in 10 minutes. I live right next to it. And recently, another person that took off on TikTok Shop, we actually made our first, like her first video we made here at the Fab Lab. She found me on TikTok. The Southern Craft Table, shout out Nancy.
Is she watching?
I hope so. No, she's probably really busy right now, but because she's on TikTok Shop.
Yeah.
And I kind of told her, I was like, hey, like I need you to get on TikTok Shop. She's like, I don't know how to do it. I was like, you just got to figure it out. Like, you know, it's just like things in life where once you get to the bottom of the form, it wasn't that hard, but it was just like, oh, now I got to do this, now I got to do this. But once you get done and you do it, like I didn't have any problem really with TikTok back and forth of, I mean, when I did my shop, I was approved within an hour or two, which was very, very quick. And I was actually super impressed with that, which kind of kept me motivated to keep on working on that day. You know, instead of waiting, maybe like if it would have took 7 days for it to go through, maybe I would have lost that motivation within those 7 days. Maybe TikTok's doing that on purpose. Like, hey, like we need sellers, you know, we need people that are motivated. Let's keep that motivation.
Sure.
Once they post that video, let's blow it up because they need the motivation.
And that blow up is huge. You know,
Incredible.
We had that one video that went viral on Whiskey Grill, and it did, you know, the 300,000 views. But then, you know, it's kind of like trying to figure out what the algorithm wants, right? Everybody's like trying to figure out like why. And you know, we got to the point where it's like you're right. It's very demotivating when like you're posting out these videos that get maybe 100, 200 views.
Which looking back though, I mean, that's really cool too, right?
Sure.
Like if you owned a store and let's say I opened up my store in the mall and I had 100 or 200 people come through it in a day.
Yeah.
Holy crap, you know, that was really crazy. But I see what you're saying too. It's like,
well, I want the 300,000, right? Because that's where I get to see my the sales go up, right?
Funny.
That's right.
Yeah. Nancy the other day, she's like, well, you know, I got this one. She had one that went up to like, I mean, it's going like 300,000 plus.
That's awesome.
And it's working for her. And then she posted one, and she showed me. It's like, yeah, I posted this one, you know, this morning, just a few hours ago. It's only at 5,000. I'm like, me and Nancy laughed together. I was like, come on, that's pretty funny, right?
Yeah.
Like a year ago,
yeah.
You know, like it's incredible to see. But she's also posted hundreds of videos.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just post 30, 40 videos and expect to have 10,000 followers. She posted hundreds of videos and she has 10,000 followers now. You just gotta keep posting.
Yeah.
That's the toughest part. I mean, but like when you get views, it's really easy to post.
Yeah.
But then also it's really easy to sit back and just watch your notifications keep going.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I don't need to post anymore.
Sure.
Because, you know, it's working. It's like, well,
Yeah.
dude, keep going, like full throttle that thing.
That's right.
Especially during this time, I have no idea how long it's gonna last.
What are your estimates? How long do you think it's gonna be? Because like I guess like for me the difference was like after I launched my store, and after I linked kind of like the products on the store, massive pop. I mean, you're talking about maybe 10,000. I think the view count right now, last time I checked, was like 20, 30,000.
Oh, on the video.
On the video,
yeah,
right, and that's huge. Like
huge.
that makes a huge difference.
Huge.
Like I'm starting to see sales, like come back to the store, like so forth and so on. And I think that like it all logically makes sense from the TikTok perspective, right? Because they also make a percentage off of every sale that goes through.
For sure.
Right. What for you, just so that people get a reference of the amount of business that you're doing. How many of these round circles have you sold to the United States?
So in the United States, we supply roughly 4,500 small businesses and crafters in every state.
45 per state, or just like throughout the U.S.?
4,500. So yeah, 4,500 crafters and small businesses right now, with high quality wood planks. And our best sellers are our 15-inch and our 18-inch wood circles. Together with those, we've sold over 100,000 units, being over $500,000. Yeah.
Over the past?
That'd be the past 2.5 years.
That's amazing. That's wild. Did you ever think that it would come from this?
Never. But that's the way I kind of went into the business. When I first started Burrowwood, it was a brand.
Yeah.
And the idea, or my first motto was, Burrowwood is a business in the medium of wood. Mm-hmm. We'll figure it out, but obviously we need to stay within wood.
Sure.
That's part of our branding,
Sure.
Image and all that. And we just really bounced around to hundreds of different products, everything from a 1,000-pound farmhouse table to a 1-pound circle.
I remember.
To, just anything.
Flags.
Hats, why not, right?
I still like that wooden $100.
The carved $100 bill.
Whatever that is,
that was
you
cool.
got to put that on, man. I really
even the
like
4
that.
foot by 8 foot flags. I mean, those were super cool. It's just the logistical side on that. It's like, how are we going to ship a 4 foot by 8 foot piece of wood? It's just really tough. And that's kind of what I figured out with Burrowwood is, we sell circles right now, but Amazon started with books, but they didn't make money selling books. They learned $1 billion, industry, logistically figuring out how to SKU 1 million different SKUs, how to ship them out within 2 days, 48 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking with Burrowwood, we're a shipping company. We're going to, nobody ships wood like Burrowwood.
Yeah.
We're going to figure out how to ship wood affordably, whether you're a crafter that just needs ornaments or you are a home builder and you need, truckloads of lumber eventually, right? And that's kind of the goal. With Burrowwood, we started in Statesboro, but this isn't the only borough. I want to go to Greensboro. I want to go to every borough.
Yeah.
And just be more accessible to people and kind of get rid of the middlemen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
it's a sale coming through. Appreciate it.
Oh, let's
Zach
go.
Kendrick.
The Whiskey Grill. Huge.
Yeah. What's kind of the, as you kind of like grow, you mentioned something about shipping wood, right? What do you think makes your guys' like attention to detail better than your competition?
When we get the wood, it goes out cleaner, right? So a lot of wood companies can't say that. When they get the wood, it normally just deteriorates until the next person gets the wood. Mm-hmm. So we're actually, there's a lot of wood out there that nobody should, be buying because it's bad wood, but, we have different uses for it, things like that. But I guess what I'm trying to get to is like
quality.
Quality's huge.
Your quality's higher than your competitors.
No doubt. Yeah. I mean, that's one thing I've definitely tested was like I've ordered from probably the 6 people that sell, wood blanks
in your space.
Yeah. And like, but everyone kind of has their own material, right? We started off with Revolution Ply. That was for our first year. Reason being, it hit the 2 points of quality and price. With those being together, it was the best thing we could give to crafters and small business.
Yeah.
But then that kind of changed. The price doubled on Revolution Ply, so I had to make a quick pivot. I didn't know where to go.
Sure.
So we decided to go higher quality, and we went with birch, and that's what we've been running for the past. It's more expensive, but we've been running that for the past year and a half. I've had great success with that, but I mean, who knows? Maybe we need to offer both of them. Like we've done $250,000 in Revolution Ply and $250,000 in birch, so there's no sense in saying that one is better than the other.
Sure.
Some people might love the Revolution Ply, even though it's an underlayment. It's not a premium cabinet grade wood. It's just really for under the floor.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
Right. And there's things that have different uses for different things that, when you find those, it's kind of nice to find.
Yeah.
Like, before we came, there was no such thing as a 15-inch circle. Why? Because nobody thought about it. Everyone just counted by 2s. It was just 2, 4, 6, 8, all the way up to 24.
Yeah.
But nobody did a 15.
And
I'm like, well.
And is that one of your best sellers?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why anyone didn't do the 15. Go do the 15-inch circle, But
how'd you arrive to that point? Right? Was it just for you to kind of like differentiate yourself with the market?
Well, so I want like the best bang for your buck.
Yeah.
So even though you want 18-inch circles, I can only fit max. I can only fit 11 18-inch circles on a sheet of wood.
Okay. Like the entire sheet, right? Yeah.
There's going to be some extra space, but there's no space for another 18-inch. And so this is how a lot of large wood manufacturers run.
Yeah.
They just run an 18-inch, and that's why they're expensive, because they're not even utilizing all of the pieces, or maybe coming up with a G code that can run everything.
Sure.
So that's kind of what I've done now. I've come up with like a G code that runs our top 3 best sellers and utilizes every piece of
the space.
Dude, and like it brings the price down even more. So
that's awesome.
It's not more profit. It's just we can now sell it for less too. It's even better for the entire community, instead of just being like, oh, we just need just run circles. Doesn't matter what it costs, because we're going to sell it for more anyways.
So maybe some of the listeners out there don't know what a G code is.
Oh, okay.
You keep mentioning this G code. Like, what is the G code?
So to cut circles, we use a 5 foot by 10 foot CNC machine. It's a router that runs on 3 axes. You have just like a graph, you have your X, you have your Y, and then the only one that's kind of different is a Z, and you just use just your height. And so the G code is basically a route that you tell the machine to run, with the shapes and which ones they should do first and how it should cut the shape. You can cut in like a ramp, you can zigzag. There's a lot of different ways to cut a circle, and I'm telling you, I've tried them all.
Have you?
You can cut a circle clockwise, you can cut a circle counterclockwise, and you're going to get 2 different cuts.
Interesting.
And a lot of businesses won't ever do that.
Yeah.
Because they've already had money pumped through them, and they've already scaled. So that's the whole goal with Burrowwood. Is like, we're going to figure out all of this, at this level. So that way, maybe eventually when we do get an opportunity to scale, it's like we're actually ready to scale, and we're not going to find $1 million problems, that are like, what do you mean we were only cutting 18-inch circles by themselves? We should be able to utilize more of that wood, so that way it's not going to scrap.
Yeah.
And then to the landfill and all that kind of stuff. And
so how does the G code come about? Does it start with the SVG? So SVG is a type of file, right? Yep. Like that is maybe would you say like the outline of a specific kind of like drawing or graphic, maybe?
Yeah, so it's almost like when you get like those nice calculators.
Okay.
And you can like type in a crazy thing, like a crazy
pattern.
Yeah, right. And it'll draw it out.
Yeah.
Same idea. So you're just telling the machine like a million different numbers, Y10 X5. So it's going to go Y10 X5.
Yeah.
But it has to say it for that for like every like millimeter.
Gotcha.
So it's like when it's running, it's just like you're not typing all that.
And you're like, are you typing this G code, or is that like generated by like a program?
A program called VCarve Pro.
Got you.
Very similar to like if you were using Microsoft Word.
Got you.
You know,
got
just
you.
plug and play.
Just made for cutting, like making these codes to be able to put onto the CNC in order to cut like the piece of ply.
Yep. You know, like, I mean, within there, you tell the speed of how fast it's actually cutting, the speed of the spindle of how fast it's spinning.
Yeah.
Bunch of different things that like the router is going to do whatever you tell it to do.
Yeah.
And we figured out that, you know, so you can run your router super fast, you can run it super slow. Just because you're running it slower doesn't mean you're going to get a better cut, because ultimately you're doling your bit down. You're creating finer dust, which kind of creates glue and you know, all of this inside there. So there's a lot of testing that's been done, but also I'm not a full-blown, you know, Harvard engineer or anything like that. No, not Harvard, but like Georgia Tech, you know, I'm not a Georgia Tech engineer, but we've been trying. I like some of the guys that I've told some of the stuff we've done. He's like, Hunter, you've done more engineering in the past 3 years than I did for, you know, my 4-year degree.
Huge.
And I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I even thought about it, I was like, I like engineering. I like, you know, the idea of making things simpler, better, you know, more efficient.
Yeah.
But like sometimes you can overcomplicate that, you know, and I have done that in our business too, where it's just like,
you over-engineer it?
Yeah, it's like, why am I making it harder? You know, for everybody, you know, even maybe on our customers, you know, on the website, it's like, why is it not simpler?
Yeah.
You know, like I want 1/2-inch rounds. Why aren't they just right where they need to be? And it's a tough thing to really, it's an art, honestly. You know, people, that's all they do all day is create websites that actually, you know, are good.
There's something about, you know, entrepreneurship that is like super fascinating to me, because I speak with entrepreneurs often, right? This is what the show's about, you know, business in general, passion. And I think what's interesting is like, you know, it's not as if an entrepreneur has to go to school to learn what it is that they are actually doing. It's that they have the drive and they are going to figure it out, regardless of if there's a manual out there or whatever it is. No matter if like there's a path that's laid out for them, or if there is like kind of like a direct kind of like path to success. It's like, hey, I am going to go out there and I'm going to, you know, engineer this, right? Because like you never had that background. What'd you go to school for?
Originally economics, and then switched to finance.
Right.
Yeah.
So nothing engineering in that.
No.
You know, I've met plenty of entrepreneurs that have started tech companies, right? That, hey, like, you know, they don't care about that. Our friend Jake, right?
Yep.
He coded that thing up by himself.
Pretty crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's the spirit of entrepreneurship, is like, hey, look, like there's a problem that needs to be solved, and we are willing to do whatever it takes to solve that problem, regardless of if it's an area of expertise for us or not. I had a mentor of mine that I followed. This was kind of early in my journey of entrepreneurship, and he told me a tip is like, you know, whatever industry or whatever thing that you're wanting to go learn, go to the bookstore, right? And go to that section and find literally the thinnest book that you can get, and pick that one and just read that from cover to cover. And that was kind of like a really interesting trick for me, and I've done it before. And it's not so much about like, oh, maybe like, you know, it's not going to cover everything, but you're going to start getting into like the lingo, like what is the vernacular that is spoken in like a specific like industry, right? So like G code is something is very like that's something that's very specific. But at the end of the day, like what we're doing is just solving problems and trying to make things easier, faster, whatever it takes to make a big.
Honestly, if you ask any level of entrepreneur, you find them on a good or a bad day, and you ask them a serious question like, "Do you know what you're doing?" No idea. You know what I'm saying? But like they're doing it.
Yeah.
And that's with everybody. It's just like, you know, I mean, even people like for their everyday job that they get paid for. Do you know what you're doing? No, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same sense, like if you own your business, you still don't know what you're doing, but like no matter what, like 80% needs to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need to keep coming up with more ideas. And that's where I'm like huge idea guy, right? I'll spend 80% on ideas.
Oh, give me some good ideas. What you got in there?
There's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah. We got it.
Are you working on anything right now?
A little bit, but nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Honestly, like I really want to see my brain wants me to work on something, you know, during this time because like it doesn't want me to focus on the amount of stress Burrowwood's about to go through. Yeah. Just because when like August to December, that's our season to supply. Yeah. And people count on us, and it's not, oh, we're out of wood. Like, no, I've never been out of wood. Yeah. You know, like I'll drive all the way to South Carolina. I'll drive to Florida. We will make sure that, and that's why people like us. I feel like we have really good deals, and even on the deals, it's like you really don't have to worry about them selling out unless it's like a specific box. But if it's our circles, we will not sell out. Yeah. Like as a supplier, I've kind of, I don't want to be a sellout company because we could do that too, and just be like, oh, we only have 500 circles available. Yeah. And actually only have 500, and it's like, hey, oh, you didn't get them? Well, I'm sorry, your small business won't have circles this week. Like, what is that? And couldn't do that. So we supply, and that's the kind of crazy thing too, is supplying thousands of people, but we get, roughly less than 10 orders a day on an average day. But we could get 4,000 orders in one day. There is that chance. And that's where like I don't spend any money on advertising. I don't try to go and get more people because it's like we have the people that we need, or like that, at least that I can, support. Yeah. Just help, and I tell myself every day, like, I want to call each and every person. Yeah. Every single person, I want to call them all. Well, I can't do that if we keep going and getting more people. But also, I do want to grow the whole thing so that way we can even bring the price down even more. Sure. And that's one thing we've really done is just like you used to have to go get a $20 circle to make a $30 sign. Now you can get a $5 circle and sell it for $30. And now you have, an actual clear profit. Yeah. And, I don't know. I'm always trying to figure it out, but like one thing I was kind of curious is like there is a product life cycle, for businesses, meaning you only have a certain amount of time that you have advantages in the market, right? So my first year here, we had an advantage because we had the Fab Lab. Yeah. So my startup cost was, literally a monthly fee, which was amazing because then it's like we could just run a business and not have to worry about the overhead as much. There was still overhead, but not as much. But you only have so much time to actually be able to get the best price on, a certain product or even be the best at it. Maybe there's a new machine that's going to come out that can produce 10 million circles in one day, and it's like, oh, okay, the world doesn't need circles anymore. Sure. And I'm always trying to prepare for that and, always willing to pivot. But ultimately, I never thought circles would last this long. It's got us through the past 2 years, and I'm still learning more about them. But then you do get comments on videos where it's like, like, this is useless. I don't know why anyone would pay you to make a circle. Man, well, so this last video for Whiskey Grow, after you kind of encouraged me to kind of like hop on. Like, go get bullied. Yeah, it's like, yo, I don't get it, right? Like, you'll see some of the comments, and I'm like, I don't know who hurt you. Yeah, literally. But like you have some like trauma and pain to deal with, my dude. Like, and I understand like opinion is opinion, right? Like I'm actually okay with the hate. I can deal with that. As an entrepreneur, that's just something that you have to kind of like get accustomed to because there's always going to be haters. You wouldn't be doing it right if there weren't haters, right? No doubt. But it's just like, I just don't get it. It's like, without even, trying the product, there's just this intentionality just to say like the most hurtful things. I've been called a scam before. Like, I'm like, what? Like, I'm just a product that's like online I'm a small business that's trying to make the best of it, right? And especially since you guys actually craft the whole thing too. It's just like,
I don't.
Like anybody else around here, you're gonna say that, you know, like about us. No way,
Yeah.
you know, and it hurts.
Yeah.
Because honestly, there's not that many like good comments, and every good comment you get, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, but it's 1 out of 10.
Why do you think it's like that? Like, why have we gotten to this like point in time? I want to throw, you know, Twitter and Threads into kind of maybe some of the conversation. It's like, you know, the positive doesn't always rise to the top. It's always like the most negative comments.
Yeah.
The like, why is there such a focus on like, you know, the words and saying like the most negative thing that makes it that much more interesting, to say the least?
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've seen people that like watch a video and like I watch a video and be like, oh, that's so funny, whatever. And it was like, did you see the comments? And I was like, you guys look at comments?
So you don't look at the comments?
Like on my own videos, like I always do, because like I want to reply to them. But it's like I'm just like watching videos, dude. Like, you know, but they're like, dude, no, the comment section's lit. Yeah. You know, you gotta go read the comments. Like, dude, I'm dying over here. And the comment might have more likes than the video.
It's crazy.
And I'm just like, how does that comment have almost 200,000 likes?
Yeah.
You know, just like, what? And I don't know, honestly. Like, I was never a big comment section kind of person in the first place. Of just like being the person that like, you know, sparks some negative.
I mean,
you know?
I think humor still has a place, right?
For
like
sure,
humor,
for sure.
like, you know, I truly and honestly believe that, you know, making light of a situation, there's benefit of that. I think it kind of like, you know, sends off like the dopamine in our mind and our brains and that sort of thing. But I think there's such a, it's just a shame that we can't be more supportive in the fact that the negative is going to almost, it feels like it is almost always more attention grabbing than the positive. I think that that's something that we really need to look at and try to figure out, like, you know, is there any way that we can make that better?
Honestly.
Because I think that it makes a huge difference.
I think a lot of that rides on TikTok too. You know, they got their hands full.
Yeah.
My TikTok is a lot different than your TikTok,
Sure.
and to the next person, same thing with YouTube. You know, YouTube has literally billion-dollar industries within its industry.
Yeah.
You know, music, gaming, DIYs. You know, there's so many different parts of
Areas,
it.
yeah.
And that's kind of what TikTok is now. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, they've been that for a few years now. Now it's a search platform where sometimes now I'd rather search on TikTok because I know it's a 3-minute video max, but they're getting to the point.
Yeah.
Not a 34-minute long YouTube of like,
Yeah.
you know, all my sponsors
details,
and all
yeah,
this
yeah.
stuff. Like, come on now. Like, I'm trying to get to this point, but I don't know. I think they got their hands full, and there's a lot that's like kind of gone through TikTok that I think that they've played really smart.
Sure.
One example, the corn video, like the kid,
Yeah.
the corn song.
Yeah.
Why
What
did that blow up?
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, but like it blew up because like, you know, everyone's like, you know, once everyone likes it, it was funny, whatever. But ultimately, I think it blew up because, you know, that like corn was like a cover word for, you know, if you added a P, you know. Or,
Oh, you think so?
yeah. So it's like if you looked up on the search bar, corn.
Yeah.
You know, it's like now you're gonna see all of those related videos, all of those sounds. I think they're almost trying to, like, it's like, you know, conspiracy or not, you know, but it's like they're doing
That's
it smart.
wild.
Yeah, I mean, but they got the smartest people working on it. You hope, right? I mean, hopefully. But
That's crazy. What else you got? You got any more TikTok kind of like conspiracy type deals?
always update the app. Yeah, make sure you're always updating.
Before you post?
Maybe even before you create the video too, because sometimes
You create in app?
yes, always.
You don't create out of app?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I've just always I just feel like I create a better TikTok when I'm in the app, and I'm just creating one TikTok at a time instead of just
the
getting
CapCut,
content.
right? CapCut, there's like different ways to kind of like make the
And I've
video look
seen
more
that,
interesting.
yeah. Like I've seen like trends with CapCut like really take off, like the boat. You know,
which-
it's like the like someone on a boat.
Uh-huh.
You know, but you're just like you're sitting there like a lot of marketing people used it, and it was just like my marketing manager didn't think that, you know, this video of me on a boat would get
Oh,
this many
yeah, I know what
views.
you're talking about.
Or even like that big cat that just like jumps behind a building.
I
or
like
something.
the one where it's like the superhero, and then like there's 3 hits, and then like it was kind of like a pretty decent trend at the time. But it's always like about humor. Like I'm a big humor guy.
Yeah, no, I like, dude, for sure.
What are some of the trends that are happening on the platform right now that you see?
Dude, right now, I mean, 80% of the content that's getting pushed out is TikTok Shop.
So it's selling.
Oh, it's affecting big creators. Like creators that have 10 million followers, 20 million followers.
All of a sudden, I've tanked.
Dude, they're not getting any views. And it's like, why? It's because, well, TikTok Shop, you know, is actually like helping.
They should launch their TikTok Shop.
They could, yeah. Well, like, so you have TikTok Shop as a business, which you can start with any amount of followers. You don't have to have a certain amount. And then TikTok Creator Shop is basically you're a creator or an influencer and you want to like promote products for commission based kind of things.
So it's like affiliate type deal?
Yeah. So like I'll, you know, maybe I can order the whiskey grail from you guys and then I would do a video and I would get a certain % of those sales that come through, even though like I'm not shipping it out. I have nothing to do with like the actual
so like
fulfillment.
Affiliate. That's crazy.
I mean, honestly,
have you done any of that?
So they have a platform like on the Seller Center where like it recommended some people, but I think it's so new that it like there really wasn't anybody that I recognized.
Sure.
And I really want to work with people that already work with me.
Sure.
You know, instead of like reaching out and trying to pay people for like, I don't even know you really, you know, like I don't know you, but I know all my people, you know, so I'd way rather like, I mean, I've had ideas to go out in the streets too, you know, and do the thing where you just like give away, like maybe go to a Hobby Lobby. Yeah, and do like you got a minute to win it.
There's a time coming up for that on for Burrow Browse. We live in Statesboro. Georgia Southern University is the university that that's in town, and every semester they have a day where local businesses can go out and table. I've taken advantage of this.
Kind of like a Taste of Statesboro, or is that different?
Taste of Statesboro is actually like put on by United Way, and they are kind of like a philanthropic event. But that is kind of like just offering samples to people, like food samples.
Yeah,
it's mainly
I've been to
for
one
like,
of those, but in another city. That's why I was wondering if it was kind of like that.
It's kind of like that, but this is more for businesses. So like what I've done is, I have 2 restaurants in Statesboro, and both restaurants go and then they table, and then they're like, handing out marketing material, giving prizes.
You did that. Yeah, last year you were making those like little Ziplocs or something.
Yeah,
it was like a goodie bag. Yeah, because you asked me for my Ziplocs.
That was terrible. I think I did like 500 of those things. Anyways, so
you should do it.
That was intense. No, you should though.
I know. I need to.
But I think the benefit.
Do it into content though.
Well, yeah, do it towards content. So like, what I did was, one of my brands is called Saucy Shrimp, and I was asking people what the sauciest thing that they did during the summer was.
You've had like, a few of those actually like
do really like well
on Instagram too,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Are those on TikTok?
I don't know if they've made it the way to TikTok yet. But right now, obviously it's not a great time to post unless you have a TikTok shop.
Yeah, no, honestly, unless you sold some sauce.
Yeah,
you
sell some sauce.
I
like it. Oh, that's a good idea.
Some shrimp sauce.
Some cocktail sauce.
Like if you're doing a TikTok shop live, like you got a product in there, like you can't say any other website. Like, doesn't matter, like, hey, where do you get your boxes?
Yeah.
Don't even say there, because it's just like trigger words for them. They don't want anyone to go anywhere else other than TikTok shop, which I totally understand.
Sure.
So as long as you stay within,
Whoa, so you've tested this before?
Yeah, no, like my first live, I got like 2 violations. One was because like we weren't in the screen for a period of like 45 seconds because we had to go get like some circles. But then like I was still like, talking, I was able to talk and stuff, but we were like just weren't in the screen.
Yeah.
But
and they didn't like that.
Yeah, like you have to have like you or your product in the screen, and then whenever you're
at all times.
Yeah, and then whatever products you have on there, like those are the ones that you need to be describing.
So
which it could work in your favor too, right? That's what you should be doing. You should be describing what you're selling.
Sure. So TikTok, okay, let's kind of like hit on this point. So there's a TikTok live, but then you can also TikTok live shop. That's a different kind of like segment, or is that just linking the product to linking the live? Okay.
Yeah.
So the video is the same way, right? So
and the last one I did, we had like 600 people in there, like all at once. In total, like several thousand people.
It's crazy.
And I think it was really just because the TikTok link was in there.
That's crazy.
You know, like what is TikTok making off of this right now?
How frequently are you posting on your TikTok now that you know that this is kind of like what they're pushing?
Recently, not enough.
Yeah.
Right. Like honestly, like I should be posting 3 times a day right now.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like why not?
Yeah.
Like even just for the sense of, I mean, I want to, you know, grow the brand, not,
Sure.
you know, not just the sales or money or anything like that. Like it's okay if you don't buy circles from Burrowwood today, you know, but if you just follow our mission, maybe one day, like you'll buy a cutting board from us or something else, you know. It's just, there's a longer term vision with Burrowwood than just selling you circles today.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. I mean, I need to be posting a lot more. Also, whenever you post and your post is starting to take off more than your most recent video, go live.
Go live
Right then and there. And sometimes TikTok has even told me, like,
you should go live
I've got
right
a
now.
notification. It goes, your video's trending. You should go live right now. Blinking. I was like, I'm not doing it. You know, I should have for sure, but it's like, don't tell me what to do. You know, like I'm gonna do my own TikTok. But like, imagine if I would have went live, I could have had maybe, you know, the most people in that live. Who knows? You know, like TikTok told me to do it. Why didn't I? But
it's so crazy.
I just like, I was literally at my house. I was like, how do you expect me to go live I'm cooking dinner right now, you know, like I can't
just
even
talk to them.
I know, but then I can't talk about the circles. I don't have any circles like next to the, you know.
It's time to move circles into the house, boy.
I got circles in the house.
You do?
There are circles in
great.
the house. But yeah, so I was saying with the, you know, product like longevity.
I think this is critical. So when you hit an unlock, I consider one of these like moments in time, a period of time where like you've got to just be able to execute.
Oh, on TikTok right now.
Yes, because
Absolutely.
you have like, let's call it how long?
It
3
could
months?
be today. It could be today.
Like today's the last day?
Like, I mean, today could be the day that you had an opportunity to get 1 million views.
Yeah.
It could, I mean, and you missed it.
Yeah.
You know, like that day that I posted my first video, like I was like, you know, it's not even 8 a.m. yet. I've already done, you know, opened up my TikTok shop. I didn't even sleep that day. That was the only reason I did that.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't wake up that early, but I was like, you know what? Before I go to sleep, and I wasted my whole night staying up. We're gonna post one video.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post a video. And I'm just gonna talk to it, one take. Everyone knows the rules, you know, and just act like you're talking to yourself in the future. Like you really want, you know, this to happen and like believe in it. You know, I didn't make that video thinking like, oh, I'm just going to watch this every day, you know, but I was hoping it would help some people, you know, maybe just break down their day into completing 3 things.
Sure.
You know, and
The infamous 3 things.
Literally, I mean, dude, just 3 things. I was like, number 1, I opened up my TikTok shop. Number 2, hopefully I get to pack my first TikTok order. And then normally my TikToks never actually just fully finished, dude. It's like I always just miss it, dude. It's like, what else, you know, like where's my conclusion at?
Yeah.
You know, so I missed like, everyone's like, what did you do for thing 3?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I don't even know at this point.
So that's interesting too, because sometimes I've seen creators do this. They purposely do something incorrect just so that people can go in there.
I've seen spelling errors and stuff like that. Like,
Right.
I know.
It's on
yeah.
purpose. And it's such an interesting thing. It's like, it goes back to like, you know, what causes people to comment. It's like, oh, like the 3 things, but there's only, like you only put 2 in it. So people are commenting like, dude, what's the 3rd thing,
Yeah, I'm on your ass.
So yeah, that's fascinating, man. You know, I think as a creator, and going back to kind of like the life cycle, like how long do you give it before this window of opportunity? Because I view these things, I remember probably about 1 year or 2 years ago, Instagram came out and saying that, hey, they are going to help elevate small creators, right? Like they were like, hey, we're going to promote small creators. So if you have a small account under X amount, like if you post, there's going to be views, right? And I experienced that across platforms. However, I think that it was a lost opportunity because I should have went harder. Like at that point in time, I should have been like, screw this, we're going to go all video during this period of time because they said it. So like during this period of time, this window of opportunity, how long do you think we have before it gets cut out?
The thing that they're getting every single day is a ton of consumer data. Mm-hmm. You know, they're getting a ton of consumer data and trust too, right? So right now they're utilizing small businesses as an easy way to sell product because people want to support small, right? And it's so easy because it's not Best Buy. It's not just right on you, you know, like, so I'm thinking right now they're just getting so much consumer data that's not fake. It's all real and it's all theirs. They can do whatever they want with it. And then maybe they're going to utilize that, you know, to go into corporate and maybe, hopefully not, but political. You know, and I think that once the holidays start coming around, I mean, you think, you know, Black Friday and all those, I mean, no small business is going to be popping for free. You know, like, you're not going to get your views unless you're paying for them. And we don't pay for views around here. You know, you just have to right now take advantage of it. Like, I don't know, like, maybe my next video only gets 400 views. I have no idea. Or it could get, I've seen, so one of my buddies that's selling the hats, he has a video that has over 2 million views.
How many hats has he sold?
Like at least 1,300, 1,400
hats
of the same.
That's crazy.
It's amazing. I mean,
how's he able to
that's more than like
producing?
Some of the largest hat companies would sell of one SKU. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way. Like, there's some large hat companies that did not sell more than one SKU of hats, you know, than in that day. It's kind of like with us. Like, there's some wood companies around here that did not sell as much plywood as we did last year. And they, you know, it's tough for them to believe it, but with circles, they did not sell as much plywood as we did. It's just a cool way to think about it. Like, small businesses are competing with large businesses on TikTok Shop right now. And it's beautiful. I love it.
I think for me, the answer to the question is, it all depends on when everybody realizes and everybody starts to hop onto the train. Like, the more people that come into this space, the more people that kind of like realize that, oh, TikTok Shop is like a way to get viewership, the faster that window is going to close. However,
it could even go bigger too, though.
What do you mean?
So, like, let's go with Amazon. Right. So Amazon, when you order from Amazon, you're like, oh, I'm just supporting this big business. That's, everyone thinks like, dude, like, why are you supporting Amazon? Well, honestly, over 50% of all the sales that are done in the world are on Amazon. In the entire world. And over 50% of all sales that are done are all small business. And that's amazing. You know, that's a ton of, you know, money going through small businesses that then go through more small businesses and communities and towns, and that's just how it kind of goes. But it's just really cool to see that TikTok right now is giving small businesses an opportunity, but maybe the opportunity is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. You know, I haven't bought anything on TikTok yet.
You haven't?
I haven't. And
I have.
There's some people that don't even have the TikTok app. Yeah, I mean, not some. There's a ton, you know? Like, there's just, I think, you know, it just, I mean, ultimately, you can just, you can make money doing anything. You know, you just got to have like a purpose kind of thing. Like, if you want to sell on TikTok, you can sell on TikTok. You can still sell on eBay if you wanted to, or Amazon, or.
Well, I think it's the audience, right? So, like, I recently, about a month ago, 2 months ago, we were looking at Amazon Handmade and also Etsy, right? And we were like, hey, like, these are two interesting platforms, simply because we are a handcrafted product. We ended up making the decision to go towards Etsy. Simply because anything that you buy off Amazon, regardless of if it's Amazon Handmade or whatever it is, what do you say?
You got it on Etsy.
I got Amazon. I got it off Amazon, right? Whereas opposed to Etsy, the vibe is a little different. Like,
it's still kind of the same though.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, hey, where'd you get that sign? Because, like, I mean, a lot of our crafters have said it. You know, it's just like,
got off like building their own brand.
A brand, yes. It's so tough to, because then people are like, oh, where'd you get that welcome sign? Oh, off Etsy. You go on Etsy, type in welcome sign. You might find one that you even like more. Unfortunately, you know, it's just like, that's what's tough about Etsy.
So our decision was to, like, let's try and go more towards the Etsy, because I thought that Amazon was more of that. And maybe that was just because, like, I was not as familiar with Etsy. But we went on there and, you know, I think we've done like a single, maybe 1 or 2 sales over this period of time. But whereas opposed to like TikTok Shop, I mean,
less than 24 hours.
I know, like, it's just like flooding it. And I'm like, dude, like, you know, like, you have to go where you, when you kind of like put the shovel into dirt, like, water comes out, right?
It's like, so cool to see. Like, I mean, think about how long it takes to build out a complete website. Even just the branding aspect, everything. You go for a drop day and it's like, dude, we've been working 6 months on this. Like, I really hope it goes through. Like, we're 10 times over budget. You know, but it's like with TikTok Shop, it's like, dude, I just started like making sales, you know, like right out the gate, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like you're not having any sort of ad spend to where you're like, oh well, I got 3 sales, but I spent $100. To make 100. It's like, oh well, you're not making any money.
Yeah.
And I love seeing people make money. It's honestly so cool because you can see it in their face how happy they are.
Yeah.
That it's working. And as an entrepreneur, it's so hard to find something that works. But when you do, it's like, finally, let's go, dude.
I will say this: the vibe that I get from you is a bit different than other entrepreneurs. There's entrepreneurs out there that are very much about like, hey, like I want to win, but they don't care about anybody else. What about kind of like your journey has made you like care so much about winning together as a team versus winning individually?
Like I've always wanted to be a captain of the team, but like you're literally on a team.
Yeah.
And it's way cooler to be a captain than it is to just be the best at something, because people like, you can be the best UFC fighter in the world, or you can be one of the coolest UFC fighters in the world that everyone talks about because he's a stand-up guy. Yeah. And like
Conor McGregor.
Yeah. You almost had me, but no, it's just I feel like it's no fun to be by yourself, and like literally, that's no fun at all. Yeah. Like even people that like some of the guys that I've hired, like I'll really deep dive into just telling them things that maybe they didn't even care about, like about business or little things, but then they take those things away and like they'll actually remember them, and that actually surprises me. Like, wow, like they actually like you remember that.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
You're
cool.
Listening.
Yeah, no, like that's like really cool. And even maybe some of the videos, like maybe even this, helps some people. Yeah. Maybe just one of the things we said, or even just the sake of like, what are they doing? Yeah. Like that's the question that everyone asks. Like, well, what are you doing? Yeah. Like everyone could always do more. Everyone could do less. Like take a break, go harder. It's all up to you, I feel like, but I don't know. I take pressure pretty well, so I put myself kind of in a corner. Like, I'd rather have $0 than feel super safe at, having $100,000 in my bank account and just like, oh yeah, I'm just chilling, dude. Like, no, like I'd rather put myself in a corner and like fight. Yeah. And then that's kind of how Burrowwood started, was just, fighting out of a corner. We're down $20,000 and, no one was really there just to be like, oh yeah, here's $20,000 back. Like, you're gonna have to go and do several $100,000 in order to even try to recoup that on top of whatever else you're gonna incur. So it's like, do you go down 40,000? Yeah, and it was just all about not giving up. And honestly, like, I couldn't have done it by myself. I don't think anybody can do it by themselves. Like, that's impossible. I wish someone was like, would literally wake me up in the morning and push me out of bed. Yeah. Be like, come on, buddy. Yeah. Camera's on. We're rolling. Let's go. Like, who said that? One of the famous guys, maybe Joe Rogan. I think he was like, yeah, you want to have a better day? Just act like you got a whole camera crew following you around all day. Yeah. You're going to be, shoulders back. Yeah. You're going to be, like, thank you. You're just going to do everything that you would normally do on a good day. Yeah. But now every day, because like you're on film, like we only have so many days. And so like with TikTok Shop, today might be the day for you. It doesn't matter what time it is, post it. Like I've never really posted a video at 8 a.m. and it got over 2 million views. Yeah. I mean, crazy. If you were asking me, what's a good time to post, I wouldn't have told you 8 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, just out of left field, like, yeah, post at 8 a.m. That should work. Yeah. But I don't know. You're the same though. Like you could have been out of Statesboro a long time ago. You could have went to a more expensive city that you maybe make bigger dollars, or something, but the impact's not the same. Yeah. Here you can change a whole block. Yeah. You can change an entire, just everything. And that's what's happening on Blue Mile right now. Yeah. It's literally being changed and it's beautiful to see. Yeah. It's so cool. And to do that, that doesn't exist in another city. Sure. You really can't find that, and impact is everything for me. That's why I don't really see myself, moving, even though Burrowwood can go in any borough. Yeah. Like I always want to stay in Statesboro just for like, that is the story. That's the truth. That's, if once I leave Statesboro, like meaning the business, it's like, it would rip something out of not only me but the business itself. I feel like it would lose what it has, even though we only have a handful of crafters around Statesboro that use us as a supplier. It means a lot to do it all right here.
Hunter, that's very cool, man. I have to thank you so much for coming on to the show. Thank you for pushing me to be a better entrepreneur. Thank you for the energy that you bring. I think that that's such a important part of a small community. Thank you for driving, and creating for opportunities for your crafters. I think that that's a huge part of what it is that you do, and also inspiring all of us to be better. But yeah, man, keep crafting, keep doing your thing, and can't wait to see what Burrowwood does next.
Honestly, I'm excited. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, man.